Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a process video for you using the Wild Hare Petite kit. I'm showing you here some of the products I pulled from the kit that I want to use today. Then I also pulled a little bit from my stash. I'm going to keep these all together as I work through this kit. So I pulled some vellum. I pulled some smaller sticker alphabets and a set of thick wood thickers just in case. And then I decided that I was going to use a stencil and do some mixed media on these layouts. I grabbed some sequins and just a couple little die cuts and embellishments. Not a whole lot. I felt like my petite kit was very full and very usable. Like I feel like I can get maybe 5 projects out of it. I did add some white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and I pulled some mixed media products out as well to match the colors in my kit. So I'm just showing you that these are all Shimmers products. Some are Dazzlers, some are pasties. This is the one that I'm going to use today, which is Peach Fuzz. And then I pulled out some of my favorite sprays, Peachy Keen, See You in the Morning, and Glorious Days. If you have any questions about any of these Shimmer products, I get my Shimmers products from Spiegel Mom Scraps. She has a really nice selection as well. So this is Basil Marshmallow cardstock. I got it from Amazon. It's 12 by 12. I love it. Love it. Because if you watch my channel a lot, you know that my thoughts on gesso are, ain't nobody got time for that. So I tried this marshmallow cardstock because you don't need gesso and it doesn't warp, and I love it. Love it. I got a big pack of it from Amazon and it's fabulous. So I'm just putting this Pasties Peach Fuzz through the stencil. This is the Soda Fizz stencil. I got mine from the Wild Hare, or not the Wild Hare, Wild Whisper. All these wild design teams I'm on, I tell you. I got it from the Wild Whisper shop, and I think it's beautiful. So I put the pasties through just a little bit of the stencil, just half, and then I went through with a baby wipe and very easily just picked up all the little parts of the stencil where the pasties went over. It wasn't a lot because I was careful, but it was a little bit. So pasties dry fairly fast. So I was able to kind of just set that background aside, and I'm going to work on my layout now. And so now I'm going to start to work on my layout. And since my mixed media is drying, I'm going to kind of get a rough idea of where I want everything to go by kind of setting it all up on my table. And I do this quite often because I'm impatient and I want to get my layout done. And I also know the downfalls of not giving your mixed media enough time to dry completely. So I took that teal 6x6 paper that was from my kit, and I went ahead and cut it in half, and I'm going to use it as a strip down the side. Now, if you remember where I put the mixed media, what I'm doing now is going to be like right up against the mixed media. And now I'm taking this gorgeous paper. Okay, this paper, as soon as I saw it in my kit, number one, I was absolutely in love with it. And number two, I knew that it had to be fussy cut. So that's what I'm going to do. This is a paper, it's a 6x6 paper from Paige Evans' Turn the Page collection. And the 6x6 paper has gold foil on it, but I don't think the 12x12 does. And I think that if I had it in a 12x12, I wouldn't like it because it would be kind of busy. But as a 6x6, it's absolutely stunning. So I cut it all apart. I cut it into all these teeny tiny little pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and use it as like a main embellishment on my page, and you'll see how I do that. So I'm going to take some of this vellum. I took that lovely corally peachy colored paper that came in my kit, and I did a 4.5 inch wide, 12-inch long little spot, and I'm just going to do this lovely kind of, I don't know how to describe it, maybe like a T shape, maybe kind of layout. Anyway, this is the layout design that I do really enjoy doing when it works with the products and different things. So I'm sure if you go through a gallery of mine, or watch my videos a lot, you've seen this before. So I'm going to back my photo with some vellum to give it a kind of a soft look. And then I'm going to start grabbing all these little pieces that I created from that 6x6 paper and laying them out and deciding how I want them to be. So I really like the idea of these little squares. And I'm just picking out the ones that go with the colors I want to use. So I'm primarily using the coral ones and the aqua ones, and then some of the blue, and then some of this mustardy color. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these long strips and kind of play with them a little bit and come up with something that I like. In the end, I do end up cutting these into fishtail banners, but again, I know I'm going to have to take this all apart and start over again when my pasty's dry. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take this hexagon paper. This one's also from the Turn the Page collection, I believe, and it's also the 6x6 pad. And I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut some of these hexagons out. So I grabbed my hexagon punch. This is my old Creative Memories punch from back in the day, and I sized it so I knew which of the hexagons I could cut. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut hexagon, and then I'm going to punch a piece of this vellum, and then I'm going to layer them up on top. And I love how that softens these very bright, bold colors and gives me a nice place to pop one of those super duper cute, fussy, puffy stickers. These puffy stickers are from the Lovely Day collection by Dear Lizzie, and I love them. I have been really enjoying my kits because I have kind of stopped shopping a whole lot. I have been just using parts of my kits. So there are collections like the Lovely Day collection or the Turn the Page collection that I don't have any of, and so the only parts of those kits I'm getting are the ones that come in my click kits or my Wild Hare Kits, and I'm loving them. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to make these layered hexagon embellishments. And I'm going to snap a photo now because my mixed media is dry and I don't want to forget where I have everything because I just think it's perfect and I love it. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my cardstock and start layering up my page. So here I have most of this layout put together. I'm just going to go ahead and fishtail the banners that I had on the side and continue just to work through putting this down. I did add some of the Glorious Days gold on top of my pasties when they were finished. I just felt it needed that little bit extra. And of course, you've already seen most of this layout when I laid it out on my table, so I didn't feel like I needed to watch, keep all the footage of me putting it all back together again. But for some of the things, I decided to go ahead and ink everything up with some vintage photo distress ink. And I'm just going to go ahead. I decided I wanted to do these little fishtail banners at the ends of these strips. I'm going to trim them up just a little bit because they were about 6 inches long, I guess. They were a little longer than I wanted them to be. I wanted them to be a little shorter and kind of fit more into that orange back. So I'm going to put those banners in, and then I'm going to work on my squares on the other side. So one of the things that did happen when I did this was I ended up with a little bit of a gap because, of course, I didn't have everything kind of together when I laid it out on my table. So I did end up with this little gap between the squares and those other little die cut pieces. But that's okay because I still have all these little die cuts left from that paper. So I just grabbed a small one and kind of slipped it in there, and it worked out perfectly. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere down those cute little hexagon embellishments. And now I want to have a little spot to add my date for when these photos were taken, when this photo was taken. So I flipped over that orangey colored pattern paper, and I'm going to use the other side. I'm just going to fussy cut out one of these cute little frames. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to see these make their way into some of my other layouts with this petite kit, because the nice thing is that you can kind of make these papers really stretch well. I really love the papers that Allison chose for my kit. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look up my date, grab my date for this layout, and I'm going to pop my date right there. So I want to keep my lines. I don't want to put this off some odd place. I want to keep the lines on my layout exactly where they are. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put on my date stamp, and then I'm going to add a little puffy sticker to this. So I just want to give you guys a quick update. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know my iPad bricked and died on me when I tried to update it to iOS 11. And so I've been kind of not having a ton of videos because recording on my phone is just awful. And so for this video, I swiped my son's iPad, which doesn't have a lot of memory on it, and I used it for this video. But I just got a email that says they are replacing my iPad. Surprise, surprise, because it wouldn't do anything. And the replacement one will be here within the next 2 days. So yay! And I'm really hoping that the replacement one that they send me has as much memory as the one I sent them. Like, I'm hoping that it's replacing it for what I had with, what I had. And that I don't have storage issues now. So we'll see. I hope so. So this was part of my kit. It was these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous thickers. I think they're from Dear Lizzie, but honestly, I'm not sure. I think they're beautiful. I love them. I'm just using a couple of them to add that little pop of gold with my title and some of these adorable little hearts. And then, so I have, other than the cardstock and the mixed media, I've used my petite kit for everything in this layout. The only thing that I'm going to add from my stash are some sequins. So these are some Ferris wheel and orange blossom. So those are the two sequin mixes I pulled out from my Spiggle Bomb Scraps stash, and those are the two that I used to cut a dot around to bring some of the color from the main part of my layout out into the rest of the mixed media. Yeah, so that was like the last little finishing touch. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean up my station, clean up my table, because this is what I do. We have to clean up the table, right? And then move, and that will complete this layout. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have liked this layout, and please be sure to check out the Wild Hare Kits. They are so fun and so awesome. I just love them. I have a couple of close-up shots for you just so you can see, and be sure to check out their website and also their blog, because I'm up on the blog today with some more information on this layout. Have a great day. Bye.